So this is going to ruffle some feathers. American men have a meat problem. I mean, just look at the title. Dear men, you're eating too much meat. How about you differentiate the different types of meat? And here they do that. Links is the most important word in this whole thing. Because it's not causative, not even correlative. It's just linked. And this is saying that all this processed meat is going to cause cancer and all kind of terrible things. Diabetes. Demonizing ham, that is crazy. The one place I agree with this article on is burnt ends, because those are carcinogenic. And oh no, they're eating more meat than the federal guidelines. You know what they're also eating way more of than the federal guidelines? Calories. People who are big time steak grillers, whatever, good old American barbecue, tend to eat more, they smoke more, they drink more. That's why the link is there. But the link is from all that other stuff, not the meat. And the difference isn't even much. This says they're eating 40 ounces of meat, putting eggs in the meat category. Are you kidding me? Yes, the saturated fat on the end of your steak is not the best. But an egg has different types of fats that are extremely healthy for you. It's like a multivitamin. This is crazy they're demonizing eggs here. But again, 40 versus 28 to 33 is really not that much at all. Here they get into the culture talking about carnivore and keto. Lots of times people think keto is high protein, but it's not. It's high fat. Regardless, they're just talking about meat. That's a tangent. The carnivore thing is gigantic. Lots of influencers, lots of influential people. Dr. Jordan Peterson, all kind of people are going carnivore. I am not saying to go carnivore. Do not. Again, men associate meat with strength and power, particularly red meat. If you want to read a biased article, read Men, Meat, and Masculinity. He's saying here they're going to dig their feet in even deeper if you tell them not to eat meat. And let's just get real. The reason that all these authors want people to not eat meat is environmental reasons and not health reasons. Or they just don't understand that an epidemiological link does not mean causation at all. Again, people who eat more meat smoke, drink, and are, a lot more. But if you control for those, that completely goes away. There's the idea of social dominance, of a human man dominating other animals. Most people don't go out and shoot their meat. Most people buy it from the store. And if you're an environmentalist, why would you have any problem with people hunting as opposed to the factory farms that people who write stuff like this are probably angry about? Factory farms probably aren't the best. They're not unhealthy. Maybe it's just inhumane. Now they're really trying to paint meat eaters in a bad brush. Look at this. Men who ascribe two particular aspects of stereotypical traditional masculinity, supporting the use of violence and placing high importance on sexual virility. So people with those traits eat more meat, ergo meat is bad. There are certainly gender differences in meat consumption. Often that's because a lot of times females think that meat is going to make you fat. But that's really not the case. This guy here, I know this is a N1, just a sample size of one, but he eats steak 4 times a week, stays super lean. Lots of people do. If you just have meat and vegetables, there's almost no way that you'll become overweight. Now try and eat leaner meats. That also is important. I feel bad. He did this for publication. He tried the carnivore diet and cut vegetables out. He didn't do that because he thought it would be good for health. He did that to try and gain recognition or something like that. Feel bad for him because he's probably a really good trainer and didn't have to go carnivore. He probably just knew that he'd get a lot of clicks if he did. Again, here it says doctors are most concerned about processed meat. Sliced ham, sliced anything that you get in the aisle, I would not worry about that at all. When it comes to the smoked things, I will agree with them that burnt ends are not good for your health. They say that preservatives use a lot of extra sodium and salt. This says excess sodium increases blood pressure, raising the risk of heart attack and stroke. Go ask your local dietitian. 1 in 3 people are salt sensitive, so there's a 33% chance that that's applicable, but a 66% chance that it's not. Salt is very popular in this whole previous realm that they were describing of the manhood and carnivore, wake up, have some salt first thing, all kind of jazz like that. That's a tangent. Sliced turkey is not carcinogenic to humans, but burnt ends are. Here with unprocessed meat, they say it's still up in the air. Some say it causes heart disease, others say it doesn't, and that it actually helps. This is where it gets crazy on their recommendations. If you like steak or hamburgers, how much should you have? What's a good limit? 1 steak a month? Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. You can be extremely healthy if you eat steak almost every single day or even every day. So long as you are not out of shape and that you do cardio and you resistance train and you eat vegetables and all that. Good here if you're going to cut back on meat, no reason to, but don't swap out other ultra processed foods. Don't eat, just switch it for goldfish. Boy, a lot of people do stuff like that. They'll just eat a bunch of garbage and say, oh, I am, je suis végétarien, I'm vegetarian, and they're going to eat a bunch of junk. And here they're at least true, saying unprocessed red meat is probably better for you than most packaged food with starch and sugar rich foods and all jazz like that. This person is probably a pescatarian because they're saying it's not better for you than seafood and all that. Now the fats within the seafood, are going to be better than the fats within the steak. But why not just have a leaner piece of meat, right? And the turkey is a lean piece of meat. And what if it's the cured turkey that you just get out of the, grocery aisle that they're saying is bad? That's totally fine. This is me here. For some men, cutting back on meat is a non-starter. Look at that brisket. This is not what I would be talking about when I would be talking about healthy meat. At least this is the leaner brisket and not the wet one, but go get turkey if you're at the barbecue place. Even if it's smoked, it doesn't matter. It's not burnt ends, and the smoked turkey is incredibly healthy for you. Smoked turkey, get some pickles, not too much bread, have yourself a good old time. They're going to use this person as someone who eats meat all the time. This person eats a steak almost every day, but he's not in good shape. Why wouldn't they show someone who's in good shape doing that? Because they're trying to insinuate that if you eat meat all the time, you'll just look like him. And he says, I think we're made to eat meat. And I honestly agree. So there you have it, dear young men. You're not eating too much meat. Be extremely careful if you eat burnt ends. If you go to Kansas City once every year, get some burnt ends because they're the best there. But you'll be, don't cut out meat. You'll be totally fine. This is written by an environmentalist who are just trying to get their point across. That's when the men are digging their feet in, when people are trying to take their meat away. They know it's because they are environmentalists, not the men, but the people trying to take it away. So we'll see where we go from here. More people eat fatty meats than eat lean meats, which is a big reason for the link between obesity and meat. Because, if you're eating Wagyu or you're eating the wet brisket, anything that's really caloric, you're going to be more likely to gain weight. And then people are going to say, oh my gosh, meat causes weight gain. But if you were just eating the turkey, you'd be totally fine, So there you go, Wall Street Journal. What are you doing?